Welcome back. We are doing part two of understanding our solar system, and we have already gone through um, the first few slides. We we talked about Copernicus's model in part one, and we said that it was different. So if you didn't catch it, it's heliocentric. And he was the first person to say the sun is at the middle of our solar system and the earth is spinning on its axis, which gives us a day, and that once a year gives us the year annually. This was not well received. Maybe about 10 other people believed it and supported it, Galileo being one of them. Now, you probably know Galileo the best because he said it very loudly, and the church did not like that. And so they excommunicated him and forced him to live under house arrest because he would not stop saying this is true. Copernicus did have one thing wrong. He said that the orbits were circular, perfect circles. We now know they're elliptical, which is a squish circle. This guy, Tycho Brahe, uh, no one knows about him. You want to know why? Because all he did was record information. So he promoted the geocentric model. He did years and years and years of observations saying that it was true, um, getting all the math in. He didn't quite like the idea of some of what Copernicus said, so he developed a model that was a little different. But the most important thing he did was he hired a very young and brilliant person named Johannes Kepler. And then he died. So sad. Okay. Johannes Kepler. He was a German astronomer and natural philosopher. He was a chair of astronomy and math from 1594 to 1600. And he took all of that data that Brahe took so long, many, many years to gather, and Kepler formulated three very famous laws of planetary motion, which we will talk about in a different lecture. Of course, we can't forget Galileo Galilei. So he verified the heliocentric model. He completely ignored Kepler's ideas, though. Those laws never really were something he got into. And just as a side note, in 1992, Galileo was unexcommunicated. The church admitted that he was correct in 1992. Okay, I'm not sure how that works, but okay, we'll move on. Sir Isaac Newton. So maybe you've heard of this guy. You know, he fell asleep under the apple tree, and the apple hit him on the head, and started thinking about gravity. Well, he failed at farming. So his family was a farming family, and his uncle realized just how brilliant he was, and convinced the mother that Newton really needed to go off to the university. And then he developed the three laws of motion, the law of universal gravity, and calculus. Thanks. I really needed calculus. So he, of course, took into consideration everything Copernicus and Kepler had said to come up with those laws of motion and the universal gravity law. Lots and lots of math, right? Here's some of that math. Here's his mathematical verification of the universal gravity law. Yeah, not even sure what all those symbols mean. So, good thing we're not studying his work. Okay, but we will talk more about his laws in more easy to understand terms shortly. Then, other people who have put together that help the whole understanding of our universe, of course, there's Albert Einstein. 1916, he published his general theory of relativity, which connects energy and matter. We know it as E equals mc squared. This lays the foundation for the understanding of the Big Bang, among other things having to do with the universe. So, really brilliant man. Edward Hubble. discovered that the Milky Way was only one galaxy among many, many other galaxies in the universe. That was in 1924. He also figured out something called redshift, which we'll be talking more about. And this redshift helped us figure out that the galaxies were moving, that most galaxies are moving away from ours at a very rapid rate. And there, you can read more about him if you want to go down there. Um, I'll have that linked in our other things. And that will be the end of part two. I will talk to you soon.